Good morning, everyone. Today we are in a very snowy downtown Franklin. It is, well, snowed and then turned to ice. And as you can hear, that's all ice. It is very slick out here today. And in fact, there is a cable line down right here. I did not realize that that's what all these cones were for. Probably should not be stepping near this. And in hindsight, I should pay more attention. That must be why my internet has been running slow today. Today we are over here by the Louise G. Lynch Archives and Museum for Williamson County. Here at 5 Points in Franklin. I hope they don't mind that I'm just walking through their grass here, because I do not know where the sidewalk starts and ends. I mean, it appears that I am not the only one. Now, I am not in 5 Points to just sit in traffic. I came to check this guy out. Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Now, they actually just unveiled this about 2 weeks ago, I think. And pardon me, I am slipping and sliding all over this ice out here because it is slippery. But check this out. They did a really good job with this. I do have to say, he looks immaculate. Whoever the artist is for him, shout out to you. You did a wonderful job. Assuming he's brass, and actually, in fact, you probably can't really see it, but there's actually words on here. I'm sure I'll have to come back when things get a little bit warmer. Let's see what it says. I believe it is the Declaration of Independence. It does say "We the People." I believe it's the Declaration of Independence, which I think is cool. You know what? There's actually a very good reason for why I'm sitting here next to Mr. Ben Franklin, other than the fact that he's new. I'm sure, as you guys know by now, that this is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, right here in bronze. And I don't know, I feel almost inspired by that, and many others who are taking trips that are going to be, you know, just checking out the United States. And I want to be one of those people this year. I know that I have not done a lot of videos on here in a hot minute, and actually I've actually done trips where I filmed recently and not brought you guys, or I have filmed them and regretfully did not like the content and was like, you know what, I'm not gonna put that out there. I think that's gonna end. I think I'm going to just start filming again and just start putting it out there. You guys tell me. If you don't like it, dislike it. Leave a comment. Let me know. Go down there and say, let's be critical though. Let's not leave hate comments, but if you do, now, after I was so rudely interrupted by the time. But no, I'm going to be doing a lot more this year, and I'm going to be posting them rather than just putting them in the drafts or just being like, you know what, I'm not gonna bother with this. But no, I want to do more. I want you guys to come with me on trips more, you know, because I do in fact like making videos. I just haven't gotten around to it. But anyways, long story short, got a lot more stuff coming up. Have a couple more cons. Not going to do as many this year. Maybe 2 or 3 at most. I do have 2 currently planned. One's actually this upcoming weekend after I post this. It will be the 7th through the 8th, and it's called the Nashville Celebrity Comic-Con. If you guys are there and you see me, come by, say hi. Should be a lot of fun, a lot of celebrities. Sorry, we keep getting interrupted by loud sounds. But as you all know, I am a huge Back to the Future fan. And this one guest has blown my mind. So Elijah Wood canceled. And as you all know, he was the kid from Back to the Future. Probably didn't know that. You don't know him for that. You know him for Lord of the Rings. Come on, let's be honest here. But no, this next guest blew my mind as, I guess, his replacement. Christopher Lloyd. That's right. Doc is going to be at this upcoming Nashville Celebrity Comic Con 2026. I am beyond excited. I cannot wait. Like, I'm still processing this. I mean, this is just, it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I'm gonna take you guys along with me because there's gonna be a lot we're gonna do. You know, I actually used to come to this church. They had a performing group that they used to practice right here at this old church. We'll go inside and show you guys, but I don't know if they're going to be open with this weather. Speaking of this weather, I did not know until today, actually. I was watching a video. In fact, it was Justin Scarred, that this winter storm has a name. It's Fern, which I found interesting. I can't remember the reason why they name storms. Isn't it because they're damaging or could cause damage or strong? Something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is. But I do know that this storm's name is Fern. And yeah, like we saw back there at the telephone pole, she has caused a little bit of damage. And that is, I wouldn't even call damage, I would call that inconvenient, because there is a lot of real damage actually out here.
Wait.
Okay, I will. I don't have to say it twice. But no, there has been a lot of damage. It's been hazardous for several people. And thankfully, it seems that things are starting to look up as everything's beginning to thaw out. It does not appear that the Starbucks is open either. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is, but every time I come by this particular Starbucks, they're closed for some reason. And you would think, being right here at 5 Points, they would be open. But I'm not a Starbucks person anyways, so it doesn't really bother me that much. There's another old historic Franklin Presbyterian church. Honestly, I think it's really cool that you have this one and then that one right down the street. And both of their bells chime, if I remember right. See, even the theater is telling everyone, stay safe. Because it is really messy out here. Now, I'm sure there are some of you from up north who are like, this is nothing. Now, down here in good old Tennessee, this is bad. Horrible. In fact, this could shut down the state for, I think, about half a week. And they don't have the equipment to handle it here. And it's unfortunate. But everyone's gonna err on the side of caution. And I, for one, do not blame them. Unfortunately, I actually had to be out today, so that's the only reason I'm actually filming this video. Otherwise, I would be cozied up at home where it's nice and warm. But I figured I'll come down here, waste a little bit of time. Hopefully things kind of thaw out while the sun is still in the air. And then I will be heading back home. But I just figured I would take you guys out, have a little chat about some of the future things I want to do this year. More videos. I'm aiming for, from now on, I have not held to this so far this year, one video posted every week. Potentially more than that. Time will tell. You get the old Grace Pharmacy here. I believe it's now like a tasting room of some type. I believe there was a restaurant here at one point. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, there we go. Grays on Main. Yep. Whiskey and burgers, oh be joyful. A lot of new places down here, but one place that's always been at least a staple for me and my friends. Old Mellow Mushroom. It's always nice. Yeah, but this is Franklin Square. A lot of interesting history down here. Twine Graphics. They say they have the oldest in-house screen printer. TN Apparel and Local Gifts. This used to be the Maury Darby building. The oldest building on the square was built in 1815 to 1817. Wow, it's kind of cool. This housed Franklin's first bank, doctor shops, and other businesses and law offices. The plaque was put up in 1991 by the Williamson County Historical Society. And unfortunately, they are closed, even though they would normally be open. Now down this street, I'm not going to go all the way. I figured I'd just point it out to you guys, unless you're familiar with Franklin. Oh, look, some storm damage. That's gonna suck. Looks like they had a water leak. Looks like I can't tell if the pipe ruptured or what. That sucks. At least it's, well, hopefully only a patch job. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Down this street, there's a lot of old houses, very historical. They've been turned into shops, restaurants. Actually really cool. Really cool what they've done down here. That's what I was saying earlier. Franklin has done a lot to keep the history alive. Now check this place out. I don't know if you guys can read that sign there. No, not the onyx and alabaster, but the city offices sign right there embossed in the brick. Now this building, if I remember correctly, now mind you, I have lived in Franklin all my life. I do not know everything. But don't you notice those doors, or at least the door opening is oddly shaped? If I remember correctly, this used to be where they housed all the original electric trolleys. They had trolleys that actually used to pull in here. I believe they were stored out back. There's actually a new park in which they dedicated quite a bit to the history of the intercity rail system of Franklin, Brentwood to Nashville. And then I believe this is actually where they were housed. And I could be wrong, but I believe this might have been used as a firehouse at one point. Don't quote me on that part. But pretty cool old history. This will be the new City Hall. It's going to be very interesting to see once it gets done, and as you can tell, it's going to be fairly large. The last one was actually an old mall that they renovated into, well, what fit their needs for almost 20, I think maybe 30 years. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's definitely over 20. But this place always gives me heavy, this is heavy, Doc, Back to the Future vibes. Really cool old courthouse, and actually the new one is behind it, and I believe they just left this up, mostly the facade, for historical purposes. Kind of neat. Unfortunately, I don't think Mellow Mushroom is open today, although I could really go for a pizza right now. If you look over there by Gray's, you can actually see how much snow and ice is gone compared to this side in the shade. It's extremely icy. I will stress this, if you guys are out in this, please use caution, be careful. Don't be out here unless you absolutely have to. Also, please don't clear out the grocery store of bread and milk and eggs and toilet paper and other things. But in all seriousness, I do hope you all are staying safe out here. And please don't be on the roads if you don't have to be. This is not good. Hopefully by the time this video is posted that this is all long gone and that we'll be on to summer. It is too slippery on this side. I am going to cross to the other side momentarily. Ah, much better. See, look at that. A lot less snow. So I guess the main point of this video was to tell you guys my updated plans for some videos this year. I want to come back, do a lot more videos. I know I have really not done much in the last few years. I think 21 was last year that I really put stuff out there for you guys, and I want to get back to that. I really do. So I'm pushing for 1 video a week. Fingers crossed I can make that happen. Hold me to it, actually. But starting with this video today, hopefully every Friday, we'll try and have a video for you guys. Hold me to that. Hold me to that. Maybe there'll be a couple mixed in between Fridays, but we shall see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Please take care of yourselves. Stay warm out there. And be safe. I'll see you guys.